Hello everyone and welcome to the Warp Whistle level 26. We're back. We had a little bit of a break there after the interview with Zoink Games with Klaus. Again, thank you Klaus if you're listening.
Yes,
thank you very much for that. That was an awesome episode that, well, we felt it was an awesome episode. We hope everyone that listened or watched enjoyed it as well. There was some really cool stuff that Klaus talked about, and we had a great time. And since we did put that episode up late, we'll explain, I guess, why we didn't put up an episode last week. Was we were on vacation. We were both away for a family function kind of thing, yep. and we had everything ready. We were going to record, and we both said, like, okay, maybe let's leave this up, because it went up Thursday, and we were ready to record a new episode on Sunday, and we were like, yeah, maybe let's leave this up for a little bit. And so there we go. And then this weekend was just crazy, so we're a little even later with
only
this
by a day.
Week's episode, by a day and a half, 2 days, whatever. But that's where we are. So apologies to anyone that was expecting the episode. I know Bobby and Ricky were both messaging me, being like, come on guys, where's the new episode? Bobby, I know especially, was like, guys, this is what I listen to on my way to work. Where is it? So here it is. Here we are. We're back, and we're refreshed and ready to go. And since it's the summer, since we've been doing a lot of stuff, a lot of family functions, traveling, getting out to the beach as much as we can, going to the cottage, all that kind of stuff, we wanted to do an episode just about great vacation games.
Yep. Games
that you can take with you on vacation. So these are...
We had to make some restrictions.
So we have to go handhelds, and we didn't really. These aren't necessarily our top 5 handheld games, because that was originally the plan. Was let's make a list of our top five handheld games,
which turns out impossible. Literally impossible.
Because we're both big handheld gamers, and we have been for a very, very long time. And we just, I had a really hard time putting this list together. I couldn't even settle on like a favorite system, let alone a favorite game for any particular system. And it just,
I could pick a favorite system, which would be 3DS, because it can play DS and 3DS games.
That's a good point. Yeah. I'd probably pick
GBA had awesome
3DS. And that's the thing. I'd like the GBA lineup was so good. I'd be even tempted maybe to pick DS, the original DS. The full fat one, because little plug for Full Fat Gaming, Alan, if you're listening. I didn't even mean that, but the full, the big, the DS, the original one, because it could play GBA games and DS games, you're missing out on that 3DS. But those
it didn't have to be the fat one either. My DS Lite can play GBA games.
Oh right, yeah, it was the DSi that just got rid of.
Might be the best. I still play that.
The DS Lite. I think you're onto something. That may be.
Yeah.
Okay, so fine. We're liars. We just settled on our favorite handheld system.
Yeah, it might be DS
fine.
Lite.
I think it's the DS Lite, which I never owned. I had the original DS, and then I went to the DSi right before the 3DS. You had the Lite, and you just loved it, right? You still play it, right?
I still use it to play my DS games a lot.
Yeah, and the GBA, I loved my GBA. I had the NES Special Edition GBA, which I still have.
SP?
Still love it. SP, yeah, the clamshell design, had the little backlight, so you didn't have to have that,
Did yours have the backlight?
Yeah.
Mine didn't have a backlight, I don't think. Maybe it did.
I'm sure it did. I thought all the SPs had a backlight.
No, I think there was different models that didn't. I'm going to have to look into that.
Maybe. I don't know. I remember the Game Boy Colors. You remember the snake lights or worm lights or whatever they were?
I still use that too.
They were bendy, and yeah, I mean, Nintendo handhelds, they're bulletproof. Didn't you leave your Game Boy Color out in the rain one night?
I think so.
Like swap the batteries out and it was fine.
Yeah, actually Mel spilled a glass of water on it probably 3 months ago.
Oh, mercy.
And I didn't know she spilled the water, and she didn't tell me. She said she didn't know. I don't know, Mel.
Right.
Anyway, I heard this like very high pitched like whistling sound, and I was like, "What is that?" Because it was on the floor right next to my bed.
Right.
Or in the spare bedroom, and I was like, I don't know what this sound is. So I look down and I see my Game Boy, and I pick it up and I listen to the battery pack, and it's like squealing. I was like, what is wrong with this? And then I saw water all over it.
It's not a good sound for batteries.
No. So I took out the batteries, and it was the batteries like freaking out with water and electricity going on. So
right. As they do.
Yep. took it out, dried it, sat it by the heater for, I don't know, 15 minutes, put new batteries in it, and works fine.
Wow. Impressive. So that's a little spiel about handhelds, systems.
Yeah.
So I have my 3DS here with me. I love this thing. I put the Link sticker on it that I got in my Arcade Block. We have Arcade Block, the newest unboxing on our Facebook page. Go check that out if you're interested. They always cool stuff.
I noticed looking
They're not
around,
promoting us, but that's neat.
of all the things that we have, it's mostly Zelda. Like, you have a carrying case. You can't see that on camera.
Zelda, yep.
He has a
From
Zelda.
Club Nintendo.
He has a Link sticker. He has a Link charm thing.
Yep.
We have a Link Wind Waker figure, Ocarina of Time figure, Skyward Sword figure, and a really crazy Skyward Sword figure, and then a poster.
And the poster, yeah, from Wind Waker as well. And if anyone's not watching the video version of this, you have no idea what
I forgot.
pointing to and all that kind of stuff. So go on our YouTube page.
Yes.
YouTube channel, just search The Warp Whistle. You should be able to find us. The Warp Whistle Podcast, I think, is our official name on YouTube.
And you can see my new
and
fancy
you can
haircut.
see Colin's fancy haircut. You can see that I did not shave. And so yeah, go watch us on there. But if you're listening to the audio version, let's get right back to it, because we have a lot of games to talk about. But we tried to condense it to our top 5, or even just 5 really good games that you could take with you on vacation, or even take with you stranded on a desert island that somehow has rechargeable batteries for your portable system, and you'd be good with these games.
These are all games that I just got back from a trip to our bungalow in Ingonish, which is 2 hours away, and it's like
beautiful place. If you don't know where Ingonish is, look it up.
Google it.
It's great, but it's a little bit.
We don't have internet there or anything.
A little bit quaint.
So I took all of these games except for one, and that's including honorable mentions. So a total of 9 games I took.
All right.
These are the games that I took with me. So.
All right. So what's first on your list? My list doesn't go in any particular order. Does yours?
I'll say no.
Okay. So what's the first one on your list?
First one is Super Smash Bros. 3DS.
All right, which is also on my list.
Yeah, we have a couple that are.
Yeah, I know we have a couple overlapping. So I've put in, I think, more time on the 3DS version of Smash Brothers at this point than I have on the Wii. Now, that's a little unfair because it came out first.
I definitely, yeah, but still,
but I still play a ton of it.
I put more time on 3DS one.
Yeah, definitely. And I just downloaded Ryu from Street Fighter, however you say it. Yeah, they're out. They're awesome. Downloaded him, the stages, and I just downloaded the new stuff, N64 Zelda's Castle. The stage is back. It's awesome. Cool. Big nostalgia trip. So yeah, so I've even been loving the DLC. I don't have it all because I think the Mii Fighter costumes are a little bit useless for me anyway, because I don't play with them very often. Some of them are very, very cool and very tempting, but it's a lot of money for the DLC. So I'm really picking and choosing. But yeah, Smash Brothers 3DS. If you had told me 10 years ago that Smash would be on a portable system, I would have said I'd love it, but I don't think it would work.
Yeah, well, even right up before it came out, I was like,
yep,
I'm going to buy it. I'm probably going to play it a little bit and just wait for it's going to be like a demo for the Wii U one.
Yeah.
And then I played the hell out of it.
Yep.
I really did.
Yeah, it's really good.
The reason I have it on my list is because it's not just Smash, like just fighting with people. There's so much things to do in that. Like the home run, what's it called? Home Smash Derby, whatever it is. Home run
Smash, whatever it is.
Yeah. Unlocking stages, unlocking music, unlocking costumes.
Well, it's just, yeah, I mean,
like
sound bites, all that kind of
sound bites, yes, like character
the
customization and stuff.
Yeah,
trophies.
Yeah.
There's just unlimited things you can do with this game.
So much stuff to it. And if you have a new 3DS, it even has amiibo support. Neither of us have a new 3DS, but that's really tempting for me, especially with so many amiibo that have been leveling up in the Wii U version. I want to take them in the 3DS version. Mm-hmm. Even though, I mean, that kind of defeats the portability, kind of like a portable Skylanders. It's like, well, you need the base and you need this and you need that and whatever.
Need a big bag to carry all
a big carrying bag. But, you know, I mean, you could take a couple of your favorite amiibos and take them with you. I mean, it's a full Smash Brothers game. It is not dumbed down.
No.
Remember back in the day, Game Boy Advance games, Game Boy games, Game Boy Color, they'd often be really dumbed down versions of their console counterparts.
Yeah.
And this doesn't feel like that.
Nope.
The 3DS, I find, really has the power to to stand out like next to its console counterparts. So you get like that kind of game and other kind of console quality games that you could never really pull off.
Yeah, the content is there. They just look slightly worse,
But
they still run
it's
so
understandable.
smooth.
And that's the thing with Smash Brothers, everything is so smooth to get locked in at the specific frame rate. It's I think 60 frames a second.
It's locked at 60 on the 3DS. And the way
which is crazy.
The way they did that was so characters would move. The characters
At
that you're playing as
60.
would move at 60. Things in the background and like the little trophies and stuff, they would move at 30.
Yeah, items and assist characters and that kind of stuff move at 30. And that
And
that's,
you don't really notice.
No. But the game, you can tell that it pushes the 3DS, the regular 3DS, to its absolute limits.
Oh, it takes like a half hour to
You press
load
that
the damn
home
thing.
button, and it takes like 5 minutes. You start the game, and you might as well go make some craft dinner because you come back and it's almost ready. But the new 3DS improves that a lot, and you can really, really tell that they took every single thing they know about that system, and they made the best possible game that they could have made.
Yep.
And I love it. And I really didn't think I'm a huge Smash fan. We're both huge Smash fans. I didn't think I'd like it this much, and
Me
I
neither.
do. I love it.
Yep. So that's our first.
That's the first one. That's one of the ones that we both share. I'm gonna throw out another one. I don't think this one's on your list, but I've put a ton of time into it. Mario Kart 7.
Not on my list, but I put a ton of time into it.
Yeah. So I have again another game that I've played ton of put a ton of hours in, and just love that game. It is
Yep.
And Mario Kart DS. Even the original DS, I played that so much going through university and stuff. I remember just kind of getting a bunch of people together, and we'd go in the cafeteria or go somewhere, or be waiting for something to start or whatever, and we'd all have our DSs out, and we'd be all connected wirelessly and playing the multiplayer and that kind of stuff. And Mario Kart 7 just looks better. It runs smooth. The 3D is really cool in it, in my opinion. I love it.
Does Mario Kart 7 have the battle stages that it used to? Like the old stages, like the tower.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, battle is even better than Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, that was my biggest problem with Mario Kart 8.
Yeah. So Mario Kart 7 and like kart customization, online, like everything. That game had everything, and it's really, really good. I love it.
Awesome game.
Yeah. Another one.
I would probably put that on my list if I had more room.
Yeah.
Another one on my list. I might as well go with one that I know you don't have, which is Chrono Trigger DS.
Nice.
It's a remake, but it's probably the best version of the game. It has the anime cutscenes and stuff like that, and it has a lot of customization with the dual screens. You can change the menus, put the battle system stuff on there, and it's definitely my favorite JRPG of all time.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
I think you never played that, have
Nope.
you?
I have not.
You should probably play that game.
People are gonna. I can feel it coming
you're not
from
a
the
JRPG
computer.
guy.
People are just
So
trying to punch through their screens when they listen to this.
any of them that I bring up, you're probably not going to play. But that's the one that you should play because the story is awesome, the character design is awesome, the music is awesome.
I'll have to borrow from you.
You should.
All right. Cool. One that we both have. Let's go with that one while you're on JRPGs. One of the few that I've played.
Yeah. Which is
borderline. I know.
I think it's a whole different genre.
It's if
you haven't guessed it by
it's kind
now.
of cheating if you haven't guessed it. Yeah, we're talking about Pokemon. Pokemons.
Basically any of them.
Any of them. Yeah, and I literally have my little list here. I wrote down Pokemon. Number 1, Pokemon.
Yep.
That was the first thing I wrote down because that was the reason. Really, one of the main reasons we got into handheld gaming. You remember we were going to Florida.
Yeah, we had Game Gears.
We had the Game Gear, which ate up six AA batteries in about 4 minutes.
Yep.
With the backlight off.
Yeah.
That sucker just went through. So we were going to Florida, and I was about 13, makes you about 11. 13 or 14, 11 or 12 for you.
It was grading day, grade 6.
Yeah. All right. So
for me.
Yeah, we were heading there and Disney World, and we wanted Game Boy Colors and we wanted Pokemon, and our mother would.
We may have told the story already, but keep
I
going.
think so. She would not let us get them, and it was a big fight and all that kind of stuff. And we so she said you have to spend your spending money in Disney World, and we both got down there and we had the little safe in our room, and we put the exact money for Game Boy and Pokemon.
I didn't put mine into the safe, and I left mine in my fanny pack, all 300 and some American dollars, and left it on a Jurassic Park ride, and lost it at the end. But then we immediately, as soon as I figured out that I left my fanny pack up there, we ran to the desk and they got it for us, so that was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we ended up saving our money.
We ended up saving it. We got back, and the first thing we did was run out to whatever store we'd go to and
probably Walmart.
and buy
I don't know if you know
Game
this.
Boy Color.
I'm pretty sure
Pokemon.
I didn't have enough for the Game Boy and the game because I spent too much.
Right.
And Mom bought me the game.
You cheater.
Yeah.
I paid for the whole damn thing myself.
Yeah, you did. Should have just spent more money.
I'm not even going to get into this right now. So Pokemon. I mean, we have a long, ridiculous past with Pokemon. I remember, the link cables and all that stupid stuff.
I still have all 151 in my red.
Yeah.
Still have the same file. Save file.
And I mean, some of the games, like the original Gold and Silver, I think they had the little battery in that kept track of time. They are dead now. We cannot go back to those games. Our Pokemon will be dead.
Which
and
ones?
Gone. I think Gold and Silver.
Oh yeah, Silver. I put Silver in not too long ago.
Yeah. All gone?
It's gone.
That sucks.
The battery is dead.
Battery's dead. Which happens to those old games. So that's why I really wish they'd put those original Pokemon, but they keep coming out with the remakes and the refreshes and all that.
But I would like to play
stuff.
the old original.
But I'd like to, Virtual Console, original Pokemon right there. Even if they did it like Wii U Virtual Console, I'd accept that. But I'd love it to play it again on there. But even the new Pokemon games are great. And
there's more to do in them and stuff. Actually, you know what? Even though we just said that, I am going to change my any Pokemon to Pokemon Red or Blue.
Red. Okay. All right. Yeah. Love those games.
Because the memories.
Yep. Absolutely. So definitely agree on that one. Pokemon belongs on the list, belongs on any single portable list.
Yeah.
What else
might as well do the last one that we both have. Animal Crossing New Leaf. I'm sure everyone was expecting that.
Yep.
Anyone that's played it anyway.
Yeah. Can't argue.
Doesn't really get much more time consuming. And it's fun while you're playing it.
It is.
It doesn't drag on.
Yeah. So I know you had that whole 3DS confuffle where you got the new system, you didn't transfer. You ended up keeping your games, but all your data from the old one did not transfer over, right? So you don't know.
No data, my game, what is ID number is different.
Yeah. So you don't know exactly how much time you put into Animal Crossing. No. I have a little over 153 hours, but I know compared to some people in the Geek Guru Facebook page that were talking about this a little while ago,
I've seen some crazy numbers.
Nothing.
I probably have like 80 hours into it.
Yeah. So I know, like, Loren and I got super hooked on this. We'd go to each other's villages. We'd go to the little island and catch the bugs and do all that fun stuff. But like, I think Bobby and a couple other people in the Geek Guru page have like 200, 300
somebody
hours.
Had over 400.
Like, it's just
I don't remember
crazy,
who it was.
Crazy. So I mean, but the game's that addicting. Like, I can go back into that game, and right now, like, I'll pick the weeds out and all that kind of stuff, and there's always just something going on.
Yep. And it's not as
it's
not as unforgiving as the first ones on the.
No, and that's the thing. I find that, like, these games, the Animal Crossing series, I really liked on the GameCube. It was cool. We got pretty hooked on that one in this house.
Definitely.
But Animal Crossing shines on a portable.
Because it's where it belongs, for sure.
It's one of those games you can just pick up, open your system, and just go.
Yeah.
And you play it for tiny bits at a time, and then you go out and you're done. So, yeah, it's a perfect handheld game.
It might be the most perfect one on this list for traveling.
Could be, because especially, I mean, if you started a new game, like if these are all start from scratch, yeah, obviously, I mean, 153 hours, that's going to last you any vacation that you go on if we're sticking with that
it really should.
Motif for this episode. So, I mean, if you're starting fresh, if you haven't played Animal Crossing, do yourself a favor. If you have a 3DS, you haven't picked up Animal Crossing New Leaf, stop listening right now.
Just go get it.
Get it. Listen to us on the way to the store.
There you go.
There's probably only a few minutes left in this episode, but listen to us on the way to the store, and then on the way back, and maybe even in the store, put some headphones in. No, I'm just joking. But
Don't do that.
Don't be that guy. But it's such a great game. It is really great. And don't even go to the store. Just open your 3DS right now and download it from the eShop because it's that
Actually,
good.
there's a few games that I think you should automatically download to a system instead of buying the cart. So you always have it with you. Animal Crossing is one of them.
100%.
Smash Bros is one of them. Mario Kart's one of them.
Yep.
You should just have those on your system at all time. You don't need the cart. It's always there.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I love the 3DS eShop specifically for that reason, because they're always there on my system. There's so many great games that I'm like, I want to play this. I want to play this. And like not having to swap out carts is one of my favorite features of the 3DS, of new handhelds, I guess. Like I don't own a single physical game for my Vita.
Yeah, I have a handful, but most of them I download it.
Yeah.
But my 3DS, I have a lot of carts.
Right.
I wish I didn't. I wish I had them all digital.
Yeah. And I have mostly digital, so that's good. So what's next on your list? These are, we branched off a little bit for the last couple.
The last one. These are the last
one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mine is going to be my favorite game of all time, and what I consider the definitive version of it, which is Super Mario Advanced 4, Super Mario Bros. 3, another one of Nintendo's great names. They started long ago.
That was a really dumb, and okay, so that's super dumb naming convention, but that series is now even going on the Virtual Console as like Super Mario Advance Yoshi's Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. I think is right now.
Super Mario Advanced 2 Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island is the name of it.
Oh god.
Advanced 1 was Mario 2. Advanced 2 was Yoshi's Island. Advanced 3 was Super Mario World. No. Advanced 2 was Super Mario World.
You're confusing
Advanced 3 was Yoshi's Island.
Oh man.
Advanced 4 was Mario Bros. 3. It's garbage naming.
What were they smoking?
I don't know.
Like, I'm sorry, we try to be a pretty like G-rated podcast, but
they could have just
had to be so stoned or something to come up with that naming convention. Like, what you?
It's bogus.
I don't know.
But that's my
awesome
favorite
game though.
Yeah, favorite game of all time. I've put more time into that specific cart that I own for my Game Boy Advance than maybe any game ever that I own. Like I would play that over and over and over.
Yep.
A million times. I found like a bunch of secrets that maybe people still don't know about with just by using the P-Wing. Like in these worlds, there's a world where there's like just a ton of things that you can break, but you're not supposed to break them. You go down. It's in the Sky World. And if you break them across, there's a free man like really far in.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone knows about that.
You should do some videos with this stuff.
I can't.
Especially if it comes on the Wii U, though.
Comes on the Wii U, then I'll do it.
Video.
But there's little things in that game that make it better than the original, which is the art. It looks a bit better. It looks like Mario World. But in the original, if you were running to get your P power to fly, your P power, as soon as it hit full, even if you were still running, it would count as flying. So if you started flying near the end, you would only fly for like a second, then drop.
Right.
In this game, it doesn't, like it fills up, but it doesn't start the countdown until you take off. So that's a huge difference.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Much more refined.
Yeah.
Perfected it.
It's a perfect game. Cool. It's the perfect game. That's my number one.
Done. All right. Mine is another one that people could kind of argue is a perfect game. And so I wasn't really sure how you'd feel because you came up with this idea of vacation games. So I made my list, but that's all this is how we do the show. We're very organized. So we usually come up with an idea and one of us will say, let's do this. But that's all we give one another is let's do our handheld vacation games.
Yep.
And so I'll go off and I'll make my list and you'll go off and you make your list and we come back and we go, we didn't think this through.
These were completely different ideas.
So I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to use remakes. So I have 2 games written down here. Mario 3D Land is one of them, which I loved. I put a ton of hours into that game.
I still play that game.
Really good.
Love it.
Just one of the best Mario like platformers. The isometric view screws up some people, but I find on the 3DS it works really well because you can kind of change the 3D and all that kind of stuff. So it works really well, but that's not the game I picked. So the game I picked was Ocarina of Time 3D, because Ocarina of Time is one of my favorite games, just hands down, just incredible. And the 3D version of it, I think, is the definitive version of it.
I agree with that.
They cleaned up the graphics. The 3D looks and works pretty well for the most part, even though it was like the first game for the system, and they were still playing around with that gimmick.
Yeah. You're better off turning it off in almost every game, I think.
Yeah, for the most part. But it's perfect. I have played and replayed that game. That is the single reason that Loren bought a 3DS, is because that's her favorite game of all time. And she got, when they came out with the special edition 3DS, Ocarina of Time and all that kind of stuff, the gold trim and all that kind of stuff, she bought that one. She still has it. She still plays it. And that's the game that she plays. Yep. So I've put 85-ish hours into that game on my 3DS. And she's put even more in on hers. I love that game. It's perfect. And 85 hours, I'm actually surprised it wasn't higher, because I've played that game a few times.
Yeah, I've only played through it once on 3DS.
Yeah, but absolutely amazing.
Yep,
so,
agreed.
Definitely. So that's my list. But you already mentioned some honorable mentions, or you already said that. So what's some stuff on your honorable mention list? Because I have one too.
Honorable mentions. So this is going back to Game Boy Advance again, or not? No, sorry, Game Boy Color, when we got our Pokemon.
Right.
There was 4 games that I got on that system that I constantly played. So it was Mario Golf. This isn't my list though.
Golf.
Yeah, Mario
so
Golf.
Good.
Advance,
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Damn.
I guess that could be an honorable mention, but it's not on my list. The Pokemon, the Mario. What was the Mario? It was like Mario 1 and something else like remade. It was really good. And then Link's Awakening DX, which was just the best.
Yeah.
It's one of the best Zeldas ever, I think.
And it was a tight fit for me with a couple of Zelda games, like what's the newer one?
Link Between Worlds is also on my list. We might as well go through my list, actually.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Link Between Worlds, also on my list. It's hard to decide, but I think that's my favorite Zelda game of all time.
It's really good.
I just love that top-down view, and I said it a million times that I love top-down view style games like Diablo, and that is one of the best games ever.
Yep.
I have another one of those confusing Super Mario Advance.
It didn't make either of our lists.
No. Super Mario Advance, well, this is for traveling purposes.
Right.
Super Mario Advance 2, Super Mario World. Another one of the greatest games of all time.
Oh, yeah. But the Super Mario World's probably my favorite game of all time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced. Now, this is kind of a weird thing because I have actually never played this game, but I played Advanced A2 for the DS. I own that.
Right.
And it's really good, but people say this one's actually even better. The original one's better, so I think I would like to pick that up and try it if I was going away somewhere.
All right.
And the only non-Nintendo game on my list, Persona 4 Golden for the PS Vita.
Gotcha. All right.
I've never actually finished the game, but it is awesome, and I would love to take it and just play the shit out of it somewhere.
All right. Cool. Great list. I have an honorable mention list as well, which is weird because, again, we did not discuss this at all. We just both came back with 5 games and an honorable mention list, which is just strange. Anyway, so my honorable mention list, I did a little bit differently because I went with some virtual console titles. So I find it's great to have those. And again, I can play Super Mario Brothers 3, and especially the original Super Mario Brothers. I've said numerous times on the show that I have purchased that game 100 times. I will purchase it 100 times again, and I will play it thousands more times after that.
Yeah.
And to have that on a portable, whatever portable I have, and I've had that game. They remade it for Game Boy Color. They remade it for Game Boy Advance. I don't think it was remade for the DS, but I could play my Advance copy in there. And I have it on my 3DS through the Virtual Console. So Virtual Console gets an honorable mention on mine. And for Vita, I didn't mention Vita in any of this, but I love my Vita for two reasons. One are all the indies. And I love my 3DS for indies as well. I played that's really where I discovered a lot of how good indies could be. So I played more Shovel Knight on my 3DS than I played on my Wii U, and I have it for both.
Yep.
I played more SteamWorld Dig on 3DS than anything else, and I have that on my Wii U, my PS4, and my Vita.
Wow.
I love that game.
It is a really good game.
And
I have it on Steam.
I've played it more on my 3DS than on anything else. I've played a ton of Gunvolt. Loved Mighty Gunvolt, the Gunman Clive 1, Gunman Clive 2. Just there's so many. I have everything kind of broken down into folders, and I have a specific indie folder, and you have to scroll over.
I feel like this is
indie.
cheating for your honorable mentions. That's like 30 games.
I know, but I love them so much, and that's one thing I love with the Vita especially. The Vita has become my PlayStation Plus machine. Like I said, I don't own a single game cart. Everything I have is downloaded, and I don't think I've paid like full price for like a full big retail game yet. I have like Mortal Kombat on there that I paid $5 for on a PlayStation Plus sale. Awesome. But it's mainly these indies. Like I was just playing through Guacamelee. I played, just all these great games on there that, that's how I spent most of my weekend when I wasn't, working or doing some other stuff. It was, any free chance I got that I wanted to play a game, it was Guacamelee on my Vita this weekend.
Yep.
And I also have to throw an honorable mention out to the Vita for remote play. Because if you do have a solid internet connection,
Yep.
remote play lets you play your console, your PS4 on the go. So I was in Halifax a couple months ago, and I was playing Destiny, Far Cry, and Assassin's Creed on the go. My PlayStation 4 was at home, but I had my Vita and a solid internet connection, and bam.
Kind of got to choose the right game, though, for the controls.
You really have to choose the right game, and I'm looking into getting a trigger. I was talking to a couple people today, on a couple of Facebook groups that were recommending different trigger cases and saying they really, really help for Destiny and games like that. And everyone knows I'm a big Destiny fan. So that's something I'm looking into. But it is hard to play some games. I found Assassin's Creed Unity basically unplayable.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't try anything high level. Like I wouldn't try Iron Banner or something like that on Destiny.
No.
But I can definitely hold my own in some strikes and some harder, like, I've played through some story missions, leveling up my second and third characters, that could just go through story missions and that kind of stuff. And so it's really, really cool. I love the Vita for that. And like I said, aside from that, with the indie games and that kind of thing, like that's a great handheld system. And thinking about taking it on vacation, like I said, the remote play really worked on my vacation because I was able to visit Zur, get the stuff on the weekend that only comes there for the weekend. Cool. And I was gone away, so that was neat in Destiny, and so it's just really, really cool kind of features like that. But that's kind of my list.
Cool. That's it. That's all I got.
All right, cool. Well, I think that wraps it up for this week. If you would like to follow us, you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter, the _warp whistle. Man, terrible. Of course, you can find us on SoundCloud. You can find us on iTunes, and we are on Stitcher now as well.
I don't know what that is.
Cool. It's another podcasting service. If you don't know what it is, stick to one of the other ones. And of course, we already mentioned, but you can now find our videos on YouTube. So if you're watching us, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.